there are a lot of things about PTSD that people don't understand if they don't have it, but I'm gonna give you a clue as to some things that will make more sense to you and that will make the person more likely to trust you and to not lose that trust. And to make it so that person will actually come to you when they're having a problem because they trust you and they know that you're not gonna think they're crazy or anything. Okay, so point number 1, we're not crazy, I promise. Well, some of us might be from time to time, but we're not crazy in general. We're not insane. We don't need to be locked up in the nut house. Because, to be honest, they don't help you there. Unless it's someone who has PTSD that is the therapist or the psychologist or psychiatrist. Because it's a completely different animal. It's like saying that you have a leopard over here and next to it is a panda. Totally not the same thing. And so, if you've never lived the life of a panda, you don't know a lot of things. You can know all the information on it, but in life, you're not a panda. Second thing is that we are not weak. We're sick. Don't take that the wrong way. It's similar to like being a cancer patient. If you don't understand it, it won't make sense. But with a cancer patient, you wouldn't ask them to just not be sick, to just get better. It's a real sickness, and PTSD can cause brain imbalances and things, so we can be clinically depressed or manic or all these different things. Which for me is a lot worse because I have bipolar disorder. So when I'm depressed, I end up being really, really depressed, and then just like that, I can be in a great mood. And it could last for weeks or it could last for a few days, depending on what's going on in my life and things that trigger it. Number 3, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself, even if you're a parent and it was your spouse's fault that the child or someone in your family has PTSD. It's not your fault. You couldn't change it. It was that person's choice to abuse them, and that person alone has the blame. Okay, for me, this is a big one. Don't encourage them to talk. Honestly, if they're ready to talk, they will come to you. If they want to talk, they will come to you. I can't stress that enough. Because forcing them to talk about it can be traumatic in and of itself. Because sometimes it takes a really long time to process what's going on, and when you're re-experiencing things every day, you're always learning new things about it. You're always learning new things about yourself and about what happened. Okay, our brains are wired completely differently from most people. What's logical to us may not be logical to you. That doesn't mean we need to be locked up in the nut house once again. Yeah, that one's kind of self-explanatory in my case, or at least in my opinion. Our reaction to things will be different than before. Sorry, I have notes, so I don't forget anything, because I made like 3 pages of notes. Anyway, if we do something that seems inappropriate and you don't understand why, bring it up with us, but please, for the love of Bloody Saint Mary, please, for the love of God, for the love of your sanity and ours, please, 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 talk to us. Don't talk at us. Because if you talk at us, we're just going to shut you out and we're not going to listen to you. We're just going to either be really pissed off or we're going to walk away. And personally, I'm one of those people who walks away and gets really pissed off, so it's not a really good combination. Um, um, you need to let go some of the things that seem inappropriate. Recently, I had a really, really bad night, and I pretty much just posted a bunch of swear words on Facebook in a status. Well, there were other words too, but not very many of them. So, yeah, it was one of those nights. Um, uh, anyway, so things that seem inappropriate, they probably aren't. It's just you don't understand why we're reacting that way. It's not something you can understand unless you've been through it. But I finally actually found someone who understands my reactions and said to me that I think that is a reasonable reaction. Because for me, when I am feeling so much emotion, I want people to know. Because I either want them to try and talk me down, or to get my frustration out, or just so they know so they don't piss me off even more. Because that's not a good, it's not a good thing, it's not a great thing, it's a really bad thing. So, the other thing you need to know is our lives are completely unscripted in the way that we can't foresee anxiety attacks, because PTSD is an anxiety disorder. It plays off of the images from the past that put you in that anxious place where you were afraid or nervous or things like that. And we can't control when we have those anxiety attacks or problems with PTSD. It's it's not the way that it works. So, you also need to respect our decisions. For the love of Bloody Saint Mary. Seriously? You need to respect us. We're not 6. Most of us are grown adults. And you need to understand that. We can make our own decisions. Some of the time we make really stupid ones, but we're the ones that have to live with the consequences, not you. Okay? If we need help, like 95% of the time, we will ask for help or we will handle it ourselves. The other 5%, you may want to intervene, but that's very, very rarely. We're not stupid. We usually know what we're doing. But in the case that we're totally having a blackout, and if you can tell that, it's really hard to tell most of the time, then find a safe place and keep an eye on us. Not watching us like a nanny, just let us do our own thing, but keep an eye on us. Just pay attention. So, yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the subject. So, it's just make life easier for us by trying to understand. Keep yourself informed. Try to listen if we actually want to talk. I mean, even if we call you at 3 a.m., please pick up the phone. Because it's usually something really important. Because we can't handle it ourselves. So, just be there. Or be somewhere else. But we hate it when you're somewhere else. Be there, or I'll be back. Yeah, anyway, so, bye.